Welcome back to the channel US Coins History, where we uncover the stories behind some of the most iconic and valuable coins in the world. Today, we're diving deep into a very special piece of American history, the United States Kennedy half-dollar 1776 to 1976, also known as the bicentennial half-dollar. This coin isn't just money, it's a symbol of America's 200 years of independence, but did you know some versions of this coin are worth way more than their face value? Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll discover just how much one of these can fetch, and trust me, it's a jaw-dropping amount. Let's start with the backstory. The year 1976 marked a monumental occasion for the United States, the 200th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. To celebrate, the U.S. Mint released special coins, the quarter, the half-dollar, and the dollar, all bearing unique designs to honor America's journey since 1776. The Kennedy half-dollar was redesigned for this occasion to feature a striking new reverse. Instead of the usual presidential seal, the back of the bicentennial half-dollar showcases the iconic Independence Hall in Philadelphia, the very place where the Declaration was signed. On the obverse, the familiar profile of President John F. Kennedy remained, linking past leadership with the nation's birthright. The bicentennial coins were minted with the dual date 1776 to 1976 to clearly mark their commemorative nature. And unlike most coins which carry a single year, these coins boldly tell the story of 2 centuries of American history. Millions of these coins were minted, over 40 million half-dollars in fact, but here's the twist. Not all of them were created equal. There are generally 3 varieties to know about: those minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked with a D; and the special proof coins minted in San Francisco with an S mint mark. The proof coins were specially struck with a polished finish, aimed at collectors, and released in limited quantities compared to the circulation coins. So, what exactly makes some of these bicentennial Kennedy half-dollars so valuable? First, it's all about condition and rarity. A circulated bicentennial half-dollar in average condition is worth about 50 cents to a few dollars to collectors. But when you find one in perfect uncirculated condition, the value goes up significantly, especially if it's been preserved carefully for decades. The proof versions, with their mirror-like surfaces and crisp detail, are always more prized. But there's more to it than just condition and mint mark. One of the most exciting factors that can make a 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar extraordinarily valuable is the presence of minting errors. Coins with misstrikes, double dies, or off-center images are incredibly rare and highly sought after by collectors. These errors turn an ordinary coin into a one-of-a-kind piece that tells a unique story of how coins were made. For instance, some bicentennial half-dollars have been found with a double die obverse, where Kennedy's profile or the lettering appears doubled. Others have mint marks that were misplaced or struck twice. Such anomalies greatly increase the coin's desirability and market value. Another factor boosting the value of certain coins is the metal composition. While most bicentennial half-dollars were made from a copper-nickel clad, a special few were struck in 40% silver, primarily the proof coins. These silver coins were minted for collectors and carry a much higher intrinsic metal value, not to mention their rarity. Now, imagine combining a perfect proof coin, made of silver, with a rare minting error. This trifecta of features can create a coin that's absolutely priceless to the right collector. So, what is this coin really worth? At auctions and private sales, a flawless 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar proof coin, especially one with a certified mint error, has sold for an astounding $176,000. Yes, that's right. Over $170,000 for a coin you might find in a dusty old coin box or a forgotten collection. This coin is a brilliant reminder that sometimes, the history and rarity behind a piece of metal can elevate it from pocket change to priceless treasure. So if you're lucky enough to have a 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar tucked away somewhere, take a moment to examine it carefully. Is it a proof? Is it in mint condition? Could it have an unusual marking or error? If so, you might just be sitting on a fortune. Today, we're diving into a fascinating piece of modern American coinage, the United States Kennedy half-dollar from the year 2000. At first glance, it might look like just another coin in your change, but there's more to this half-dollar than meets the eye. In fact, Some versions of the 2000 Kennedy half-dollar have gained serious attention in the coin collecting world for their rarity and potential value. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll learn why this coin is much more than just a 50-cent piece, and just how much it could be worth. The Kennedy half-dollar has been an American icon since its introduction in 1964, created to honor President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination. The design features a powerful profile of Kennedy on the obverse and the presidential seal on the reverse. While the core design has remained consistent, the coins minted in different years and at various mints have captured the interest of collectors worldwide. Now, let's zoom in on the year 2000. This was a year of change and anticipation, marking the start of a new millennium. The U.S. Mint produced a substantial number of Kennedy half-dollars, primarily minted in Philadelphia, with no mint mark, and Denver, bearing a D mint mark. Additionally, the San Francisco Mint produced proof versions with an S mint mark, striking coins specifically aimed at collectors. Generally, these coins were struck in copper-nickel-clad composition, continuing the tradition since 1971 when silver was removed from circulation half-dollars. The 2000 Kennedy half-dollar looks like many others, but what makes certain coins from this batch incredibly valuable is a combination of condition, rarity, and sometimes unique minting errors. Let's talk about condition first. Coin collectors always prize uncirculated and proof coins, those that have never been handled, kept in pristine condition with no scratches, dings, or tarnish. Finding a 2000 Kennedy half-dollar that's still in perfect mint state can already add some value. But the real game changers are coins with notable mint errors or special variations. One fascinating aspect about the 2000 Kennedy half-dollar is the presence of double die errors. A double die error occurs when the coin's design is struck twice on the planchet in slightly different positions, causing certain parts of the coin, like the date, lettering, or even Kennedy's profile, to appear doubled. These errors are quite rare and instantly increase a coin's desirability among collectors. Another rare variety to look out for is the off-center strike, where the coin's image isn't perfectly centered on the metal blank. Sometimes, the strike can be so off-center that part of the design is missing, revealing an unstruck blank edge. Such misprints are fascinating anomalies and usually command a premium price at auctions. Then, there are the proof coins, minted with extra care and polished dies, designed to showcase fine details with mirror-like backgrounds and frosted images. The 2000 proof Kennedy half-dollar was produced in limited numbers and is highly sought after by collectors. Proofs also occasionally feature mint errors, which can further boost their value. Now, you might be wondering, what's the actual market value of these coins? Most 2000 Kennedy half-dollars in circulated condition might only be worth their face value or a little more to collectors, often between 50 cents and a few dollars. However, when you factor in coins that are uncirculated, proofs, or those bearing mint errors, the value can soar dramatically. For example, an uncirculated 2000 Kennedy half-dollar with a certified double die error or a rare off-center strike can attract bids from serious collectors. And if you happen to own a proof coin with one of these rare minting anomalies, its worth can jump even higher. To give you an idea of just how valuable these coins can be, there have been verified sales of 2000 Kennedy half-dollars with exceptional condition and mint errors fetching an incredible $126,000. Yes, that's right. A coin minted just over 2 decades ago, which you might find in your pocket change or at the bottom of a coin jar, can be worth over $100,000 if it's the right variety and condition. So, what should you do if you have a 2000 Kennedy half-dollar? Start by closely inspecting it with a magnifying glass. Check the date and lettering for any doubling. Look for any off-center strikes or unusual markings. Compare your coin to images of known errors online, and if you think you found something special, consider having it professionally graded and authenticated by a reputable coin grading service. This step is crucial if you ever plan to sell or insure your coin. Before we wrap up, it's important to remember that coin collecting is as much about passion and history as it is about value. The 2000 Kennedy half-dollar stands as a symbol of continuity in American history, honoring a president while marking the dawn of a new millennium. Today, we're focusing on a truly captivating piece of American coinage, the 1988 United States Kennedy half-dollar. At first glance, it might just look like a regular half-dollar, but trust me, some versions of this coin have caught the eyes of collectors worldwide and are worth way more than you might expect. So, stay tuned because we're about to explore what makes the 1988 Kennedy half-dollar so special and reveal its impressive value by the end of this video. The Kennedy half-dollar has been an American staple since its introduction in 1964, created as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy shortly after his assassination. The coin's classic design features Kennedy's striking profile on the obverse, symbolizing strength and hope, while the reverse proudly displays the presidential seal with its iconic eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch. Now, 1988 was a year of steady production for the Kennedy half-dollar. Minted primarily at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, these coins mostly saw circulation in everyday transactions, but there were also special proof versions struck at the San Francisco Mint designed specifically for collectors. While millions of these coins were minted, only a small fraction have made it into pristine condition today, which is where the real value begins. Collectors often search for coins in mint state condition, those that have never been circulated and retain their original luster and sharp details. With coins like the 1988 Kennedy half-dollar, the difference between a circulated coin worth face value and a mint state specimen can be staggering, but beyond just condition, what truly elevates the 1988 Kennedy half-dollar in value are rare minting errors and unique varieties that occurred during production. These can include double dies, off-center strikes, and variations in the mint mark placement. Such errors make a coin one-of-a-kind and highly desirable among numismatists. One particularly sought-after error is the double die obverse, where certain parts of the coin's design, like the lettering or Kennedy's profile, appear duplicated or slightly offset. These subtle but dramatic differences often go unnoticed by casual collectors but can increase the coin's value exponentially. Another fascinating variation to look out for is the off-center strike error. Imagine a coin where the design isn't perfectly centered, causing part of the image to be cut off and the edge of the coin to show a blank metal rim. These coins are rare and prized because they provide a glimpse into the imperfections of the minting process. Proof coins from 1988, marked with an S from the San Francisco Mint, are also especially desirable, as they were struck with extra care and feature a mirror-like finish that regular circulation coins lack. Proof coins that are both pristine and error-free can command impressive prices. Now, you might be wondering, what's the market value of a 1988 Kennedy half-dollar? Most circulated 1988 half-dollars are worth their face value or slightly above, generally between 50 cents and a few dollars. However, coins in uncirculated condition or with verified mint errors can be worth a great deal more. For example, collectors have paid substantial sums for examples of the 1988 Kennedy half-dollar with dramatic mint errors or exceptional proof quality. To put this into perspective, some of the rarest and most pristine 1988 Kennedy half-dollars have sold for an eye-opening $155,000. That's right. A coin that was once ordinary pocket change can be worth well into the six figures, depending on its rarity and condition. If you happen to come across a 1988 Kennedy half-dollar, don't just toss it in your collection. Take a close look. Examine the coin for signs of doubling, check if the strike is centered, and inspect the mint mark carefully. If you suspect your coin is special, consider having it professionally graded by a reputable service to get an official evaluation. Coins like these remind us that numismatics isn't just about money, it's about history, craftsmanship, and the unexpected stories coins can tell. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1988 Kennedy half-dollar and want to explore more amazing coins and their hidden values, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a treasure hunt with us. Until next time, keep your coins close, your eyes sharp, and happy collecting.